Now, we all know Michael for his crazy stunts in his fights. But do we think Zachary will be able to catch him and put him away? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Combat Talk podcast. As always, I'm your host Sophia, and today I will be making my predictions for this weekend's UFC Fight Night, Strickland versus Hernandez. I'm excited to make my predictions on Sean because, well, it's been a long time. But before we get into the video, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell so you never ever miss another episode of the Combat Talk podcast. But without further ado, let's get into our predictions. Now, starting off our prelims, we have Juliana Miller versus Carly Judice at flyweight. Now, both of these girls have very similar games, except Carly doesn't really play the ground game. So this is where Juliana has the advantage. If I'm Juliana in this fight, I'm going to make her think I'm going to the ground game and land heavy shots and then shoot to create damage. But with that being said, my prediction has got to be Juliana by TKO or submission in the second or third round. Next up, we have Nora versus Jocelyn Edwards at bantamweight. Both of these girls do really well with the strikes, so I can tell this fight will barely go to the ground. However, Jocelyn is not somebody to overlook. She's a heavy hitter and has plenty of knockouts on her record. And Nora, she's looking to make a statement by finishing Jocelyn. So either way, this is a make or break moment for these two to see who's the better striker. And however, my prediction is going to be Jocelyn Edwards via KO in the second round or split decision. Now, we go to Lewis versus Alden Correa at flyweight. Both very well rounded. However, Alden has a little bit more of a secure shot. He doesn't have a lot of holes on his side. And he knows when his opponent slips up and he capitalizes on it. So my prediction is Alden Correa via TKO or... Wait, before we continue on with the video, I have an exciting announcement. I have officially been sponsored by Hayabusa. You guys can now use my code Sophia in all caps on your next purchase. And go check out my awesome storefront to see some of my personal favorites. But anyways, let's get back to the video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our main card. Let's get into it. So starting off, we have Zachary Reese versus Michael Page at middleweight. Now, we all know Michael for his crazy stunts in his fights. But do we think Zachary will be able to catch him and put him away? I think so. So for this fight, to make it simple, I'm picking Zachary Reese by TKO in the third round. However, next up in the welterweight division, we have Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harrell. Josiah is going into this fight trying to get the knockout. But Jacoby's fast, and he's not willing to slip up in this fight and make mistakes. So my pick for this fight has to be Jacoby Smith via KO in the first or second round. Next up, Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delia at heavyweight. Now, this fight simply is to prove that these guys truly deserve to stay in the UFC or not. Both of these guys are not guys in the division that we care about. So these guys need to put on a performance to maintain their career and also to stay in the UFC. But my pick is Sergey via KO in the second round. Now this fight, I'm excited to see. Dan Ige versus Costa at featherweight. Dan Ige being so technical and the fighter that you always want to watch because no matter win or lose, he knows how to put on a spectacular performance and dominate, which Costa, he's good. However, he takes too many risks in his fight, which cost him the whole fight. So my prediction is Dan Ige via TKO or KO in the second or third round. Now our co-main event at the welterweight division, to be honest, I don't want to be rude, and I'm not holding back this time because you guys deserve the truth. And you know I'm not going to fake it. So Jeff Neal versus Euros Medic is the retirement fight for Neal. Neil is not relevant in the sport and hasn't been in a long time, so he needs to be done. Nobody cares to watch him anymore, so on to our more relevant fight and the main event of the evening. Finally making his return to the octagon, Mr. Sean Strickland versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez at middleweight. Now, I'm excited to see how Sean approaches this fight. Sean, as much people want to comment about his fighting style, it works. And he was champ for a reason. Let's not take that away from him. Now, Anthony Hernandez is a heavy hitter and has been making a statement since August of 2025. So can Sean come in the cage and return and make his performance one of the best we've seen in his career? I do think so. But Sean needs to be smart, not cocky. Anthony is not somebody to overlook because the moment you do, Anthony will get you. But my prediction, obviously Sean Strickland all the way. But welcome back, Sean. It's great to have you. But ladies and gentlemen, that was my fight predictions for this weekend. As always, I'm your host, Sophia, and remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell so you never, ever miss another episode. Bye, guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye.